What's going on? I gotta do this live feed again. I did get cut off from my last feed. My volume went out, my mic went out. Everything is good now. I want to bring y'all this story because there's a lot of reports, and what the reports are reporting that blacks commit crimes. Blacks have to be targeted 10 times more because blacks commit more crime. Now, on the Young Turks, they had a Baltimore police officer, and he was saying, hey, look, I didn't want to give tickets, and he's a white police officer, and he lived in a white neighborhood. He said, man, I didn't want to give tickets to my co-workers' kids. I didn't want to give tickets to the judge's kids. So he was saying what he did was go into the neighboring community and give them tickets because he didn't know that area. He didn't know the people. And he honestly, and he said he didn't look at them as human beings. And so he had a ticket quota to meet every month. And so he went into the neighboring black community, wrote as many tickets as he can there. I'm going to bring y'all a story out of Jacksonville, Florida. And this particular issue, they're going to talk about how in Florida the pedestrians are targeted 10 times more. Take a look.
You crossed. Take your camera and point it across there at the red hand. That is a crosswalk. One, you weren't in the crosswalk. Two, there was a red sign. You both crossed. Oh, my bad. That's a $65 ticket. Please get to my car. You are being legally detained.
We just crossed the street. We just crossed the street without following the sign. That was it. And we got stopped.
The young man in this video's name is Devontae Shipman. And he stopped right here in Jacksonville, Florida, threatening jail time for essentially jaywalking.
You did do something illegal. You crossed the crosswalk.
Yeah, that's
against.
And this is the problem in the black community. We got everybody outside the community in our community policing our community. They give us tickets for everything they could possibly think of.
Against a red hand. I was sitting right there when you did it.
Wasn't paying no attention. That's not that you act like I really just committed a serious crime. That's worth this time right now.
It is worth the time. Walk to my car. I'm about to put you in jail.
It's not often we report on jaywalking. It's a minor infraction. We've even seen cops do it. Shipman would later say one of the officers told him he was just stopping him to make sure he didn't have any guns, knives, or drugs on him.
How many times in the black community have you heard that? Guns, knives, or drugs. Get out the car. Every single time I get pulled over for a seatbelt ticket, get out of the car. Guns drawn. This is a seatbelt. And they're following me everywhere. But this is everyone in the black community. Instead of having protect and serve, it takes a village to raise a child. And this is what we go through every single time we just literally step out of our house.
Question why his friend was wearing a hoodie.
You want me to walk around with no shirt? Then I'm going to look more suspicious. No. Apparently you ain't got free will.
Now see, they can't adopt, they can't understand our culture. They don't like our culture. They don't like us. They're not from our community. The cops are the faggots that was getting beat up in high school. Excuse my language. But these are the people being beat up in high school, and they want revenge. And this is part of the reason they became cops, to take it out on young brothers like this here.
Nigga can't even walk across the street. I guess it's because a nigga black nigga can't do nothing. I guess like I look like I'm doing something wrong.
Shipman's story isn't unique, and it led us to question exactly how many people here in Jacksonville have experienced walking while black.
Listen to me. I am doing you a favor. I'm not telling you again.
And the kid was complying with the officer, doing everything he's told, being nice.
You got your ID on you?
No, I don't.
What's your name? All right, so there's another infraction. In the state of Florida, you have to have an ID card on you identifying who you are. I can detain you.
And this is why their reports are so high on black people committing crime. They find out everything they can give you a ticket for. They can arrest you for, and they're gonna arrest you and charge you with any and everything. the Texas shooter that just shot up a school. Instead, he just stabbed the woman, shot at ladies, still was able to buy assault rifles. And instead of getting attempted murder like someone African American would have got attempted murder, guess what they give him? Assault. Minor infraction for them.
Until I can figure out who you are.
Not only was Shipman given a $62 ticket for failing to obey a pedestrian signal, he was also cited for walking without an ID, which harkens back to troubling racist laws.
And to be clear, it's actually a citation that's meant for motorists, but the cop tried to give that ticket to Shipman anyway. That charge was eventually dropped.
The video struck a chord with thousands of people who shared it. And here in Jacksonville, many people can relate to Shipman's story.
Why would you stop two black men crossing that intersection? I was shocked because it's like I didn't really think people actually get ticketed for things like this. You know what I mean? Like, especially not in that area. You got people that cross that intersection day and night, like continuously. So I'm trying to figure out like, why was it this cop at this moment stopping us?
In Florida, there are 28 laws pedestrians must observe while walking. They include everything from jaywalking to walking on the wrong side of the road to failing to cross the road at a right angle or the shortest route. Yes, that's a thing.
We wanted to see how poverty and race factored into who's getting these tickets, so we requested data from the state. Here's what we found.
In the last 5 years, Duval County police officers handed out 2,208 pedestrian citations. The most given citation in Duval County was for failing to cross in a crosswalk between adjacent intersections with traffic lights. But here's the thing. We examined those 658 citations and found that 54% of them were not given in locations with adjacent traffic lights. They were legally permitted to cross, yet they still received a ticket.
If you're living in the county's 3 poorest zip codes, you're 5.9 times more likely to receive a pedestrian ticket than anyone else in Jacksonville.
And if you're black, you're 2.7 times more likely to get a pedestrian ticket than if you're white. 30% of Jacksonville's population is black, but they receive 55% of the pedestrian tickets. That's the highest percentage in Florida among large counties.
With high-profile incidents of black men encountering police all across the country, Shipman decided to film this.
You got people getting shot by police, you got people getting abused. It's just brutality that's just nonstop. So I just felt like I just needed to record it to prevent a situation.
Getting stopped for jaywalking can feel so absurd that on more than one occasion, a person has called the cops on the cops.
Jacksonville 911, what's going on there?
It's something that's going on, like a mile down the street, and I parked my 18 wheel.
And so, understand this. Understand this. We go through this in the black community non-stop. Non-stop. Why would you, and this is another thing. If you live in Inglewood, why would you have police officers from Mount Greenwood who literally hate you, don't understand you, don't like you, cannot and want to see you down? They write as many tickets as they could possibly think of. They arrest you for literally everything they could possibly arrest you for. And especially, and this is what we go through every day. I can't count how much just coming out of our houses in the black community can be traumatizing. Because we know as soon as we see a cop, oh my God, here he comes. And they looking. And they riding around and they looking to see anything that they can give us a ticket for. And if I get pulled over, and if we get pulled over for a seatbelt ticket, get out of the car, get out of the car. Is there any drugs and weapons? Do you mind if I search your car? Get out of here. No, you're not searching my car. Give me a seatbelt ticket, which you are, and get on about your business. If you go to a courtroom, any courtroom, it's gonna be packed with nothing but blacks. The only whites that's gonna be in there is the judge, the jury, and the lawyers, and the cops who arrested them. It's disgusting to see the courtroom. When you look at the courtroom, when you go in the courtroom, you see those cops up there laughing, and they got their bulletproof vest on, and they just thrilled to look at the destruction they did in the black community. They're tickled pink. Pardon my French, but the pun. But yeah. And this is what we go through, man. So if you guys, for YouTube, if you guys are on YouTube, go to my Facebook platform. I do videos. I'm about to do a live video over there. If you're on Facebook, come to YouTube. Check out the rest of my videos. For those who want to contact me, leave. I reply to every comment in my comment section, whether it's good or bad. You know, anything you want to say, ask me. But, you know, man, this is something the black community goes through. I'm going to bring y'all the last minute of this video.
What was it that we did wrong, officer?
Hold on.
Crossed. Take your camera and point it across there at the red hand. That is a crosswalk. One.
That they're enforcing the law to keep people safe. If their citation efforts result in just one less pedestrian death, they say it's a win.
One report ranked Jacksonville the 4th worst city in the country for pedestrian safety.
But does giving pedestrian tickets actually help make walking safer?
And you know, something else. You know what? Also, in Chicago, when they said they were bringing red light cameras to the suburbs, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. I already knew where they was going to put those red light cameras in the black community. And no question, if you go down Lincoln Highway, Richard Park, Olympia Fields, Matson, every single corner has a red light camera. And what they do is switch the lights, the yellow light, instead of 5 seconds, it's now 2 or 3 seconds. So that they can write as many tickets, rob the black community as much as they can. But however, funny how they say, oh, it's for your safety. Black Lives Matter then. But when you go into Tinley Park, Frankfurt, not one red light camera. Not one.
It's probably not a good use of resources to be ticketing people and having education and enforcement programs in place to regulate behavior that just isn't feasible and isn't possible because of the physical environment.
That's Andy Clark, who was hired by the city of Jacksonville to consult on pedestrian safety. After a year, Clark issued a master plan and wrote that no amount of enforcement will change behavior in this area. He concluded that the city should invest in better infrastructure before it writes tickets.
The reality is the physical environment, the infrastructure for walking and cycling is quite poor, and there aren't sidewalks. There's a disconnected bike lane network. There are very few crosswalks. There's high-speed roads that have very few opportunities to cross. I mean, it seems unfortunate to say the least, and capricious at worst, to be ticketing people for behavior that just isn't possible to do the right thing or be in the right place.
The master plan found that Jacksonville was simply behind the curve on pedestrian safety. The city hadn't mapped which roads had sidewalks and put bus stops in streets that didn't have them.
Experts agree that writing more pedestrian citations won't reduce the number of accidents.
And the data shows that people getting the tickets are mostly black, more likely to be poor, and they're walking in a city that just wasn't built for pedestrians.
Now, this is something we know. We're not surprised, and this is nothing we do not already know. However, the question is, what are we going to do about it? With no money, no power, we're powerless people. We must shop in our own communities and control our own. Go to your village board. Find out why do we have such a disproportionate amount of police officers that don't look like us. 95% of the officers in the black community come from Mount Greenwood. Come on, man. Anyway, I want y'all to like, comment, let me know what you think about this video. Peace, peace.